Hold up. Did you really think you'd seen it all in the world of reality TV? Think again? Because just when you thought the drama was out of control, Mendeecees went and set the bar way higher. And guess what? It's not just any slap we're talking about. Oh no, we're talking about an explosive showdown that's got love and hip-hop fans questioning everything they knew about loyalty. Love and loyalty again, because apparently that's a thing. Imagine this Rasheeda fiery as ever confronting Yandi over some unspoken beef. But wait, it gets juicier. Mendeecees. Yes. The same guy who once called himself a family man walks in and slaps Rasheeda right in the middle of their heated confrontation. Yes, you heard that right. Slaps. Like the kind of slap that could have been straight out of a telenova. But what's his excuse? Was he defending his wife? Or was he just in a mood? And you thought the drama on love and hip-hop was all scripted? Huh? Well, think again. What happens next will blow your mind stick around, because we're about to unravel the scandal of the year. And trust me, it's a banger. If you thought you had seen it all when it comes to drama, think again. The world of reality television, especially love and hip-hop, has a history of producing memorable moments that keep fans talking for weeks. But nothing could have prepared us for the explosive showdown that went down between Mendeecees, Rasheeda, and Yandandi. Picture this. It's a regular day in the love and hip-hop world. Rasheeda, known for her fiery attitude and uncompromising demeanor, walks into a room ready to confront Yandi, her longtime friend, about some deep-rooted tension. Yandi's not one to back down, and she's ready for a fight. The tension in the room is so thick you can cut it with a knife. But just when you thought the battle was going to be between Rasheeda and Yandi, and her Mendeecees, her husband, who was apparently done with the drama. So what happens next? Mendeecees steps into the scene looking like he's had enough of all the back and forth. He's tired of being the peacemaker and has clearly lost his patience. He doesn't just tell Rasheeda to calm down or say something like, "Let's talk it out." Nope. Instead, he slaps Rasheeda in the middle of this heated altercation without hesitation. He smacks her right across the face. Wait, what did that just happen? Yes, it did. And the audience was left in absolute shock. We've seen people yell, argue, and throw drinks, but a full-on slap. That's a level of drama no one saw coming. But here's the real kicker. This wasn't just about a slap. Oh no. The slap itself was just the tip of the iceberg. Mendeecees, in the heat of the moment, doesn't just stop there. He follows up with words that make the tension in the room go from 100 to off the charts. He turns to Yandi and says, "You think you can touch my wife and get away with it?" Now this is where things get really interesting, because this wasn't just about Mendeecees defending his wife as he claims. No. This was about setting the record straight. For months, no years, there had been whispers and rumors about Rasheeda and Yandi and their ongoing conflict. Mendeecees was just the one who finally said what was on everyone's mind. Enough is enough. And what happens when you have that kind of explosive reaction on a reality show like this? You get public outrage, social media, backlash, and endless speculation. But let's back up for a moment and ask the question everyone's thinking. Why now? Why did Mendeecees choose to react this way at this moment? Let's break it down. Mendeecees has been through a lot, from dealing with his past legal issues to the constant scrutiny of being in the public eye. As one of the main figures in the love and hip-hop franchise, he's been under pressure. We've seen him go through the ups and downs with his family, his relationship with Rasheeda, and even with Yandandi. So why did he snap this time? Was it because of unfinished business between the two women? Was it something deeper that had been simmering for too long? Or was it simply a matter of defending his pride? Regardless of the reasons, one thing is clear. This slap wasn't just about one moment of frustration. It was a culmination of everything that had been building up for months. And let's not forget, this kind of public confrontation doesn't come without its consequences. When the cameras stop rolling and the scene is cut, there's still a real fallout. But before we get to the aftermath, let's dive deeper into what triggered Mendeecees' outburst. While Rasheeda and Yandi have had beef for quite some time, things have been escalating in recent months. Their relationship has been on a downward spiral, with both women trading verbal blows and airing their dirty laundry for all to see. This wasn't some minor dispute about a misunderstanding. No, this was a feud that had been brewing like a storm just waiting to break. The tension was reaching dangerous levels in the months leading up to the incident. Rasheeda, always the strong, independent woman, hasn't been shy about sharing her displeasure with Yandi's actions and comments. There's been an ongoing narrative of Yandi trying to undermine Rasheeda's authority and relationship with Mendy. And let's not even get started on how Mendeecees feels about this. He's been stuck in the middle trying to play the peacekeeper, but all that's done is cause more resentment. So, when this moment finally came to a head, Mendeecees walking into the scene, seeing Rasheeda and Yandi going at it, and deciding to intervene in such an explosive way. It wasn't exactly a spur-of-the-moment decision. No, it was the final straw. And we're not just talking about some minor irritation. This was years of drama, years of unresolved tension between the two women, and Mendeecees being pushed to his absolute breaking point. But now that he's made his dramatic move, there's no going back. We're left with the aftermath. And that's where things start to get really interesting. Because now not only does Mendeecees have to deal with the public backlash for slapping Rasheeda to something that's already blowing up online, he also has to face the consequences of his actions on the show and in his personal life. This incident isn't just a slap, it's a domino effect that could change everything, and trust us, the fallout is far from over. But before we dive into the aftermath, let's take a look at how the public reacted to this shocking moment and the drama that's unfolding as a result. What happens when a highly anticipated reality TV moment like this goes down? You guessed it. Social media explodes. People have opinions, and they're not shy about sharing them within minutes of the incident airing. Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook were ablaze with fans and critics alike. Hashtags like Dahmer Mendeecees Slap, Rasheeda ABSY Andy, and genre Love and hip-hop drama started trending, and everyone from diehard fans to casual viewers was weighing in on the explosive moment. Here's the thing. This incident wasn't just a small blow-up. This wasn't a minor tiff between two women. This was drama at its finest. Fans were torn, with some siding with Rasheeda, others supporting Mendeecees, and some outright shocked by the violence of the slap. But here's what's even crazier. Some people were blaming Yandi for the whole situation. They argued that if Yandi hadn't been so disrespectful and disruptive, none of this would have happened. Others called Mendeecees slap justified, claiming that no one should ever lay hands on a man's wife. It's a crazy back and forth, and the internet can't get enough of it. Fans are devouring every second of the drama, and love and hip-hop is trending more than ever. And while the internet couldn't stop talking, things behind the scenes were spiraling out of control. See, when reality TV becomes to real producers start sweating bullets. Word has it, the showrunners at Love and Hip Hop weren't expecting this level of heat. I mean, let's be honest, they live for drama. But this was a full-blown nuclear bomb in a velvet room. The slap wasn't scripted. It wasn't pre-approved. It wasn't even in the outline for that day's shoot. According to one anonymous producer, "We thought we were filming a normal confrontation, maybe a drink toss at most, but Mendeecees went off script and off the rails. Rumors began swirling that the cast and crew were forced into an emergency meeting right after the scene wrapped. Allegedly, Rasheeda refused to continue filming until something was done. She felt disrespected, humiliated, and betrayed, not just by Mendeecees, but by the entire production team. She reportedly said, 'This ain't just TV no more. That man really put his hands on me.' But plot twist, while Rasheeda was furious, Yandandi wasn't exactly sitting quietly in the background. Sources claimed that as soon as the slap landed, she got up, took off her mic, and stormed out of the venue. Why? Because she knew what was coming. Next chaos, controversy, and likely a PR nightmare. See, Yandy's image has always been about control. Calm, strategic, diplomatic, at least on camera. But now she's at the center of a toxic triangle. And the cameras were rolling the whole time, and get this. Insiders are saying that Rasheeda didn't just go home angry. Nope, she drove straight to Kirk. That's right, her husband. And apparently she broke down in tears telling him what happened. Kirk, known for keeping a low profile when things go left, didn't stay silent this time. Allegedly, he made some calls to producers, to lawyers, and even to some of the other cast members demanding that Mendeecees be held accountable. We're talking legal threats, demands for public apologies, and according to one shady source, a potential lawsuit. If things don't get resolved quickly, Kirk reportedly told one of the producers, "You let him put his hands on my wife. I don't care if it's TV or not. Y'all better fix this." Meanwhile, Mendeecees sees he's trying to do damage control. According to some insiders, he's claiming it wasn't a slap. It was a reactionary tap, and that Rasheeda had gotten in his face and said some disrespectful things about Yandy and his family. One supposed quote from him, "She was coming for my wife. What was I supposed to do? Let her disrespect us like that on national TV? Oh, Mendeecees, the internet was not buying it. People are digging up every old moment from the show, dissecting his past behavior and painting a picture that's, well, let's just say not great. Fans are resurfacing clips from previous seasons where he's been passive-aggressive, manipulative, or just plain sketchy. They're calling him out left and right, accusing him of having a hero complex and using his family man image as a shield for controlling behavior. Meanwhile, Rasheeda's supporters are rallying hard. She's got the hashtag team. Rasheeda train, rolling with influencers, bloggers, and even a few celebs, reposting the footage and chiming in one viral tweet. Said Rasheeda always carried herself like a queen. This was disgusting. Protect Black women at all costs. That tweet alone had over 250,000 likes in 24 hours. This isn't just drama, it's a movement. But wait, there's more. Because right in the middle of this hurricane of backlash, another layer of the scandal drops like a wrecking ball. Allegedly, Rasheeda, after her confrontation with Kirk, reached out to Mona Scott-Young, the executive producer of Love and Hip Hop, demanding answers. And Mona she was apparently blindsided. A source close to production says Mona told Rasheeda, "We didn't see it coming. We're reviewing the footage and having internal discussions." Internal discussions, that's code for, we're all freaking out and trying to figure out how to spin this without getting sued. Some insiders even suggest Mona wanted to shove the footage entirely, worried it would spark a wave of bad press. But by then it was too late. The footage had already been leaked to a few press outlets and blogs. Screenshots, behind-the-scenes whispers, TikToks, and even blurry, grainy vertical video clips were already circulating. Suddenly, this wasn't just a scene from a reality show. It was a national headline. TMZ, The Shade Room, Hollywood Unlock. They all jumped on it. Articles with titles like "Mendeecees caught slapping Rasheeda in explosive scene, fans demand accountability" were popping up everywhere. The situation was now completely out of control. Mendeecees' name was trending alongside words like abuse scandal and cancelled. And where was Yandy through all of this, apparently hiding out? Not literally, but she went full ghost mode. No posts, no stories, no comments, not a radio silence. And if you know Yandy, you know that woman is never quiet unless she's got something big cooking or she's avoiding the heat. But the silence didn't stop people from dragging her. Critics were like, "How you going to be in the middle of all this and not say a word?" Some accused her of using Mendeecees as her attack dog, knowing he'd explode and then backing away when things got messy. Others accused her of manipulating the whole situation for screen time. And yes, there were even conspiracy theories that the entire fight was staged for ratings, even though most insiders claim it absolutely was not. And just when you thought the scandal couldn't get any juicier, another character enters the scene, Michelle, because of course she does. She took to Instagram Live and without naming names dropped a cryptic message that fans instantly connected to the drama. She said, "Y'all better stop letting these power couples fool y'all. Just because someone's wearing matching Gucci doesn't mean they got peace at home." Boom fans lit up the comments. She's talking about Yandandi and Mendeecees. K. Michelle is spilling tea. And then came the tweets. Within minutes, her live had been screen recorded, reposted, and spliced into dozens of TikTok theories. So now, not only do we have the central trio Rasheeda, Yandandi, and Mendeecees wrapped up in scandal, but other castmates and celebs are chiming in, throwing gas on the already raging fire. And what about VH1? The network has gone full damage control mode. Sources say there are internal meetings happening every day. Lawyers are reviewing contracts, and some high-level executives are reportedly debating whether to pull the next episode or air it with a massive disclaimer. Some say they're afraid of backlash. Others say the ratings will be too high to ignore. But here's the real kicker. Rasheeda has allegedly been offered her own spin-off show out of this chaos. You heard that right. One source close to production says the fans love Rasheeda. She's real, she's emotional, and people respect her. If she walks, we lose a major part of the show. So what does Mona do? Allegedly, she's dangling a bag, a big one, to keep Rasheeda on board, promising her more control, better scenes, and a storyline redemption arc. Rasheeda, on the other hand, isn't so sure. Some insiders say she's still considering walking away entirely, that this slap was the final straw, that the betrayal was too deep, the pain too real, and the camera is too invasive. And as for Mendy, sources say his management team is urging him to release a public apology as apt. The problem, he doesn't think he did anything wrong. Yep, you heard me? Word is he still thinks he was protecting his wife and refuses to apologize for defending his family. This man really thinks he's the victim. You can't make this stuff up. And now the question becomes, what happens next? Will Rasheeda sue? Will Mendeecees double down? Will Yandi finally break her silence? And most importantly, will this be the end of love and hip-hop as we know it? And just when you think this storm is finally slowing down, boom, it explodes again. Because guess who finally breaks their silence? Yandandi. Yep. After playing mute for days, ignoring all the smoke, avoiding every tag, every trending tweet, Sis finally comes out with a response. Not a sit-down interview, not a confessional, but a full-blown Instagram post with a black and white filter, emotional piano music in the background, and a caption that looked like it took 2 hours to write. She starts off with, "As a woman, a mother, and a wife," and instantly everybody knew this was about to be one of those posts. She claims she never wanted the drama. She hates seeing people hurt, and she would never encourage violence, especially between cast members who she loves and respects. But then she adds a line that set the internet on fire. "But when people come, for my family, I can't control how others react." Hold up. Did Yandandi really just say that? So she's not taking responsibility. She's low-key justifying Mendy's behavior. She didn't say his name, but come on. The shade was too obvious to miss. That line alone sent social media into full beast mode. People were calling her manipulative, fake calculated. One viral tweet said, "So basically she threw the rock, hit her hand, then wrote a poem about peace. Got it." Meanwhile, Rasheeda didn't stay quiet either. She responded with a post of her own, short, sharp, and straight to the point. She dropped a selfie with no makeup, teary eyes, and a caption that said, "Healing is messy, but I won't stay silent to protect anyone's ego." No names, no tags, but the message loud and clear. And now fans are officially split. It's a civil war in the comment sections. Team Yandandi versus Team Rasheeda think pieces are flying. People digging into old episodes from years ago, pulling receipts, screenshots, even old tweets where Yandandi threw shade at Rasheeda before they were cool. On camera, turns out this beef might have been brewing for years, but the cameras just never caught the real heat. And then out of nowhere, Mama D decides she wants a piece of the spotlight. Yep, the queen of mess herself hops on IG Live sipping some wine and talking about how real women don't let other women get smacked over. No Man fans were like, now what show is she on? But Mama D never lets a messy moment pass her by. Her life got reposted everywhere with folks saying she messy but she ain't wrong. And just when things couldn't get more twisted, Boom and Old Love and hip-hop Atlanta producer drops a bombshell interview, he says, and I quote, "This wasn't the first time hands got thrown behind the scenes, we just never aired it before. But this was too big to hide." Oh, wait, hold on, wait, so now fans are going full FBI. They're like, what else y'all been hiding? Who else done got slapped? Who else walked off set and never came back? Suddenly everybody's re-watching old scenes with new eyes that look Yon Dandy gave Rasheeda in season 9. Oh, now it means something. That awkward moment at the reunion where Mendeecees didn't clap when Rasheeda walked in. Now fans are like, oh, that was tension. It's insane how deep this rabbit hole goes. And then out of absolutely nowhere, an XP producer comes forward with even more dirt. Allegedly, there's a second angle of the slap that hasn't been released yet. One that shows Yandy's real reaction when it happened. Word is in that angle. She smirks if that's true. Oh, Yandy's image is about to go down like the Titanic. Now VH1 is in full panic mode. Executives are debating if they should even air the episode at all. Some want to blur it out, others want to cut the audio, but some shady folks in the boardroom are like, nah, art rating's about to go crazy, and they're not wrong. Advertisers are circling gossip sites already writing headlines before the episode drops. But here's the plot twist nobody saw coming. Rasheeda's lawyer issues a public statement. Yep, it's that serious. Now the statement says Rasheeda is evaluating her legal options, condemns the on-set violence, and demands that VH1 take immediate and appropriate action. This ain't just a storyline anymore. It's about lawsuits, image protection, and maybe even criminal charges. Mendeecees, meanwhile, doubles down again. In a clubhouse room late at night, he allegedly said, "I ain't apologizing for protecting my wife. Y'all be on the internet, fake outraged. But if someone came for your family, what would you do this?" Man really thinks he's a hero in a Marvel movie. And Yon Dandy, after her poetic post got dragged, she started turning off comments. First on Instagram, then TikTok, then Twitter fans are saying, if you can't take the heat, stop trying to cook up drama, cook up drama, cook up drama. But even through all this, guess who pops back in for one last messy cameo? Kirk. He goes on live with some radio personality and basically confirms everything Rasheeda said. She was traumatized. We were going to leave the show altogether. That slap was real. It wasn't staged. And they lucky I wasn't on set, or it would have been a different type of episode. Phew. And now fans are saying this might be the biggest scandal in love and hip-hop history. Bigger than Mimi's shower rod. Bigger than Joe's line versus everybody, bigger than Stevie J's bus of lies. This was real pain, real betrayal, and real consequences. As the network prepares to air the episode, they've already announced a special reunion-style sit-down between Rasheeda, Yon Dandy, and Mendeecees, hosted by none other than Nina Parker. Yep, they bringing out the big guns for this one. Sources say the sit-down was tense, awkward, and ugly. Rasheeda barely spoke. Yon Dandy tried to spin. Mendeecees refused to admit anything, and Kirk. He sat in the corner with his arms crossed like a security guard ready to jump. Hugs. No resolution, just more mess. So now the fans are left wondering, where do we go? From here, will Rasheeda stay on the show? Will Yandy's brand survive? Will Mendeecees finally be held accountable? Or will Mona Scott Young find a way to flip this whole disaster into the highest-rated season ever? Because if there's one thing Love and Hip Hop always delivers, it's chaos. And this time, it ain't just scripted. This was raw. This was real. And this time it got personal. Phew. I mean, did we just watch the downfall of an entire love and hip-hop dynasty in real time? Like, are we witnessing reality TV royalty crumble right in front of us? Because after all the slaps, the shade, the Instagram essays, and the behind-the-scenes chaos, this ain't just tea, baby. This is a whole boiling pot exploding all over VH1. Now let's keep it real. What do you think was Mendeecees? Right for defending Yon Dandy? Like that? Or did he take it way too far? Was Rasheeda just caught in the crossfire? Or was she really trying to stir the pot? And tell me this. Do you think Yon Dandy knew exactly what she was doing the whole time? Or is she just a master of playing innocent while pulling strings behind the scenes? I need you all to sound off in the comments like your way depends on it. Team Yon Dandy or Team Rasheeda? Team protect the brand or Team expose it all? Drop your theories, your hot takes, your conspiracy breakdowns. I want to hear it all. And if you thought this was messy, buckle up because the next episode, oh honey, it's going to make this look like preschool drama. You do not want to miss what's coming. Do smash that like button, like Mendeecees smash. Rasheeda's ego, hit subscribe so you never miss another scandal, and turn those post notifications on because the tea we're serving next, baby, it's scorching. Until then, stay messy, stay nosy, and stay tuned, cause this story, oh, it's far from over.